Yeah, that's a great question. Because just like we've just talked about the fact that ERP is a single system with
Yes.
multiple components, right? So you can imagine the kind of challenge or amount of effort that is required to implement an ERP system.
Mm.
So you've seen situations where project fail or ERP system project fail simply because some of the things that were supposed to be put in place were not actually put in place.
Mm.
From my experience implementing the ERP system across multiple geographies, I can tell you that about four things contribute immensely why project fail, ERP project fail, or some of the challenges that most ERP systems do have. The first one has to do with support, talking about executive support, right?
Right.
Management support. For you to have a successful ERP implementation, it has to be driven from the top. It's not a bottom-up strategy. It has to be top-down. There is need for executive buy-in. Executive management must see the need to implement that ERP system and provide the right kind of support to the project team to ensure they deliver. And when I mean executive support could come in approval of the project charter, providing the right kind of budget, providing resources for the project, making sure that all the different departments work together with the project team to deliver. All these are required. Then the second thing that I've seen again, which is a very big challenge, has to do with too much customizations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got some environment, they want to customize too much stuff. When you customize too much stuff, at the end of the day, there could be a lot of issues with how the system is being implemented and also maintained or supported at the end of implementation. Another very big issue during ERP implementation has to do with requirements. You've seen situations where companies jump into implementations without proper analysis of requirements. So when you don't get the requirement correct, obviously the project is bound to fail. So requirement is key, executive support is very important, and you've also got customization. You must try as much as possible to limit the amount of customization that you want to put into the project. Then the last one I want to talk about is data. Data is very key because for you to implement an ERP, obviously you're going to be porting data from some legacy system into the new ERP system. How are you managing the data migration process? Some people will just wait, probably towards at the end of the project, that is when they will start planning data. No, you start planning data right from the beginning of the project. Because some of the data might be in different formats, in different locations. You need to be able to aggregate all this data together in the right format that you can now deploy into the ERP system. When you've got the wrong data into the ERP system, then everything becomes everything becomes something else, right? So these four are the key that I've seen that are very key for every organization to take into consideration before implementation of ERP system.
Okay, got it. And I feel like, I mean, the last one sounds like a very costly mistake.
Yep, absolutely, because data is everything, right?
Yeah.
If you're implementing an ERP system, obviously you're going to pick up data from different multiple systems. Say, for instance, an organization that is already using like 5 different systems, and right now they want to use a single ERP system. Now you need to get all the data from all the different systems. And you can imagine all this data might be in different formats. So how do you aggregate all the data and put them in the right format that will be acceptable into the new system? This requires tremendous amount of effort. And remember as well, at the point of implementation of a new system, such as an ERP system, most organizations see that as an opportunity to do some data cleansing.
Yeah.
They want to be able to clean up some data, right? Some of the obsolete data they have got in the previous systems, you don't want to move obsolete data into the new system. So you need to go through the data, do some cleansing, make sure that you've got the right amount of data into the new system. So tremendous amount of time is required because for you to achieve that, you will potentially be working with several departments, trying to clarify information, trying to clarify data. And of course, for you to work with several departments, you need to also understand that they have got some things they are doing as well. So you need to work with their schedule, you need to work with their time. So that is why if you're able to prepare data from the onset of the project, then of course you are bound to succeed in the project.
Okay, understood.